What up, though? I'm Ross. I want to talk about Gen X's and Millennials inheriting trillions of dollars, according to MarketWatch. Um, let's get into the article. I'll let the article speak for itself here. Gen Xers and Millennials are poised to inherit trillions of dollars in the coming year. The phenomenon known as the Great Wealth Transfer could shift $72.6 trillion directly to these heirs over the next 2 decades. I mean, I just think that's a bit of an exaggeration. I don't know. Uh, that seems like an awful lot. Generation X members and millennials stand to inherit trillions of dollars in assets from baby boomer parents, meaning generations that have struggled under debt and high housing costs may see wealth for the first time. I disagree with that. I don't believe that at all. I think the people that have money to leave, the people that have money to pass on, their kids are probably doing all right financially anyways. There may be some kids that are broke and struggling and then their parents leave them a windfall, but for the most part, the people that have money to leave, they're probably already helping their kids along the way. It's just my guess. I don't have any data for that. Most of the millionaires in America have been and still are self-made. Most of them didn't inherit any money, or if they did inherit, it wasn't a significant amount. But the phenomenon known as the Great Wealth Transfer could shift $72.6 trillion directly to these heirs, along with $11.9 trillion earmarked for charities over the next 20 years, according to estimates by consulting firm Cerulli Associates. The massive financial exchange comes alongside another demographic phenomenon, peak 65, that will see more Americans reach that age than ever before. So again, this is a study done by a company, and I don't know. I'm not shading the company, but I don't know what their motives are. Do they get paid from this? I don't know. This just seems like a very high estimate to me, but what do I know? Baby boomers saw surging values in home prices and stocks. There's a tremendous increase in wealth among U.S. families, said Caitlin DeMilo, principal and senior vice president and client advisor with Spinnaker Trust in Portland, Maine. The effects of wealth transfer will play out differently among different households. Yeah, clearly, okay. But this influx of wealth will not benefit everyone. In fact, the transfer of wealth could exacerbate income inequality as those means pass along their assets to their kids, helping widen the divide between the haves and the have-nots. Yeah, now that I actually agree with. I think that's what's going to happen. The people that have money to give to their kids or to leave to their kids, their kids are probably already doing well for the most part, right? Their kids are probably college educated. They're probably, have been helped along the way and not just by an inheritance, right? They probably got help with down payments for a house, probably got helped along the way with schooling, probably got helped with cars along the way. There's just stuff that they do, what's called in vitro, like in life. Wait, that's not in vitro. It's called inter vivo, I think. Inter vivo. It's where you're giving gifts to your family during your life while they're living, while you're living, so it comes before an inheritance, obviously, because you're not dead, you're living, right? So my point is, people that are getting these inheritances of significance, they're probably already well-to-do anyways, because they've been getting money during their life before the inheritance came, for the most part. Yeah, there are going to be some people that inherit money and they were broke before, sure, but if those people were broke before, chances are when they get the inheritance, they're gonna spend it all. They're gonna waste it, squander it. That's what broke people usually do. Is they usually go back to being broke. They revert back to what they've done. Just my own take on things. Society as a whole has seen many transfers of wealth, but it's not happening at every generation, at every household. Not everyone will benefit. Williams, managing director of financial planning at Charles Schwab. Many of them will be able to set aside money for retirement for the first time because they hadn't been able to make retirement a priority because of student debt. We all feel how life is more expensive now. This great generational wealth transfer, it's going to be a breath of fresh air for a lot of people, said Justin Stivers, financial advisor and founding attorney at Stivers Law in Coral Gables, Florida. People will say, I can pay off my student loans. I can finally buy a house. I can take a vacation without putting it on a credit card. It's not so life-changing that people will never have to work again. It just puts people in a better footing. So I just want to be clear. These guys are talking about the death of somebody's family. So this lawyer here is saying that people are just waiting around for their folks to die so they can then pay off their student loans, take that vacation. hey, when old mom kicks the bucket, I can finally take that vacation I've been waiting for. That's kind of a sobering way to look at things. The oldest members and millennials of Gen X have lived through 3 recessions: the recession that followed 9/11, yeah, the 2007-09 recession, and the COVID-related financial crisis. So that may already be more disciplined about money. So that they may already be more disciplined about money, experts say. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think generation has anything to do with it. I think you have some people that are disciplined with money, and then I think most people, especially in America, are undisciplined with money. I don't even think it goes across any generations. I mean, yes, I think baby boomers control more wealth than other generations, but that's because they've been on Earth the longest, right? They've been collecting wealth, acquiring wealth the longest. But even if you look at the baby boomers, there is a very huge gap between the have and the have-nots, and there's wealth inequality. So a few baby boomers, maybe the top 20 or 30% of baby boomers have all the wealth, and the rest of the baby boomers are broke. I have to go look at the actual stats, but I don't think generation has anything to do with it, is my point. I think people can either be young and financially disciplined, or they can be young and not financially disciplined, just like they can be old and financially disciplined, or they can be old and frivolous. Some of the wealth transfer has already begun, experts said, with families taking advantage of lifetime tax-free gifts allowances of $13.61 million. Others are doling out money in smaller amounts by using the annual gift allowance, which was $18,000 per individual in 2024. See, and this is what I mean. Anybody that has $13.6 million to leave to their kids probably aren't struggling in the first place, right? You're probably going to spend some of that $13.6 million on your kids while you're alive before you see them struggle, right? So I think the people that are getting significant inheritances, it will probably just strengthen their already strong financial position. That's my opinion. Awkward conversations. People are worried that kids who aren't currently wealthy will have a large amount dumped on them. This requires conversations and meetings with the parents and the kids. The lack of financial literacy in this country is astounding. Here. I will agree with that. The lack of financial literacy in this country is astounding. Yes, it is. A lot of it is trial by fire, said Douglas Stokes, managing partner of Stokes Family Office in New Orleans. As a result, older generations are calling advisors to be part of family meetings on wealth. That means a lot of awkward but crucial family conversations, advisors said. Everyone should have a plan in place for the transfer of assets when they die, DeMaio said. That includes having estate plans, such as a will or revocable trust, as well as setting up financial and healthcare powers of attorney. People with more wealth may have more complicated estate plans, but everybody should have some kind of plan. I agree with that too. Yes, you should have a will. If you have some money, you should have an estate plan. That way you can avoid probate. Probate is expensive as all outdoors. So if you do have anything, get an estate plan. It's much cheaper and much easier. Also, if you get an estate plan, it keeps it out of the public court system. Probate is public. People can see what's going where to whom. So you should get an estate plan if you can. Parents, of course, don't want their kids rooting for them to die, Stokes said. Yeah, that's what I was thinking earlier. The way they were writing this article sounds like, oh man, once my parents die, I can go ahead and take that vacation. But it's still better to talk things through than to not talk at all. So I don't know. Yes, there's going to be a lot of transferred wealth. I do agree with that, but I think it's all going to stay. It's going to stay. The rich baby boomers are going to transfer it to the rich Gen Xers and the rich millennials, and it's going to stay within the family. I don't think it's going to change anything one way or another. I think the people that have money to leave, their kids are probably already doing pretty well. And think about it this way: if the parents have accumulated a lot of money and their kids not doing well, there's probably a reason for it. They've probably had every opportunity, and they're just not taking advantage of their opportunity. So that parent is more likely to put that in some structured estate plan so that they can't just squander it. But so I don't know. What do you think? Get at me in the comments if you think I'm wrong, you think I'm being heartless. If you got any value out of this video, consider clicking the like button. If this is not your first video with me, consider subscribing. My name is Ross. Peace.